Now look, when we get in here, you don't say nothing. Only 2 white people done walked in here. If you keep your mouth shut, you'll be the first one to walk out. Oh, and another thing, you ain't white. You mix. Your mama black and your daddy Puerto Rican if they ask you.
What?
Hey, yo, man, Aaron here. Tell him Franklin out here want to talk to him.
Nah, Aaron don't know no damn Franklin.
Hey, how the hell you know, man? Look, tell him I was there when he shot baby bro at MacArthur Park.
Where'd he shoot, baby bruh?
At MacArthur Park, you big dumb mother.
Nah, where'd he shoot him?
In the ass. Everybody know he got shot in the ass. Don't never play me like that, player hater. I'm sorry. I was just playing.
Black bastard.
Go fuck yourself.
What's going on, people?
He was on crack!
Crack. Crack. Smoke crack. Yeah.
I hope you don't smoke crack,
Smoke
Jamal.
crack. Drop out
What?
of school and smoke crack.
Well, yeah, keep
Uplifting the
on
people.
Yeah.
Smoke crack.
Jamal with the freestyle.
Don't
of the
need
day.
no knowledge. Smoke crack. All that you got. That crack. When you see your girl crack, smoke crack. When you see just crack. Don't need no school.
You love your
Don't
wife.
need no job.
Smoke crack.
Smoke crack.
I couldn't do nothing but laugh when I say slur.
It's not whack.
When he went on that damn tirade on
He was on it. He was on it, boy.
That nigga will tell you how to live your life.
Yeah,
and bullet points.
Episode 126.
Don't smoke crack, y'all.
Please don't smoke crack.
Trying to be funny.
Y'all motherfuckers smoking it anyway. Episode 126.
That's one thing I haven't tried.
Yeah. I don't think I can get down with crack.
No crack, no cocaine, no heroin.
None of that.
Yeah,
None of that.
Definitely
I'm
no.
about to say, you said it right. You from the boot. Said it right. That heroin.
Heroin. Got some of that heroin.
That's New Orleans came out of you right there.
But
And definitely no meth.
yeah, hell no,
shit.
hell no, man.
Or ice.
Are those liable options?
Yeah.
Like
I seen youngsters like pretty young, people in their 20s talking about they've done that shit and really like that shit.
like that doesn't even
Like
make sense to me.
Heroin and meth and shit like that.
That doesn't okay. Like I said, I enjoy a good high. I don't mind being high, marijuana high, whatever. Even having a buzz on, or even having a buzz on alcohol. But man, like the shit that's known to fuck up your teeth and skin. Like,
And life.
Guaranteed.
Put life at the front of it.
well, alcohol fucks up people's
Your
life
teeth
too.
skin
This is true.
Yeah,
Alcohol's probably killed more than all this shit.
Yeah, more. Yeah, 20 times out of 20. But still, like I just don't. I can't get that high, man. I don't.
No, like I said, I've been pretty high on some weed, and like to a scary place high on some weed.
Yeah.
So I don't want to be high anymore on some weed. And it's like if I ever go past this crescendo, it's like, yeah, I can't get down with that.
No, I can't. I just like there has been times I've been high and I'm just like, you know what? I'm good. Like, can I stop being high now? Like, is that even possible?
Yeah.
Is that even possible?
That's it. I just want to be at that point. Like, yeah, I just want to be normal right now. Just want to be normal.
Yeah, that's all I want to be. That's all I want to be. But episode 126 of that raw ass straight meddling show.
Oh shit, 126. Damn, we've been at this for some weeks now, huh?
Quite a while.
Shout out to Deuce McAllister.
What up, Mike? What up, Dave? What up, Carlton? Kyla. Hey, yeah. I mean, yeah. 126. I already said that. Oh,
Yeah, you
cool,
did.
cool.
Yeah, you did.
Good show coming up. Great show
Always,
coming
always,
up. All of the above. You're gonna like it. Trust me.
Always.
We know you are. But first thing we want to start off. Rest in peace, Andre Emmett. He's a local Dallas hooper.
Tragic, man.
Another senseless killing. You know, we talk about this a lot just because, you know, I think us as adults nowadays, you know, you get tired of seeing this kind of shit.
It's repetitive.
Yeah, like whether it's somebody that's made it big, whether it's somebody that hasn't made it big, it really doesn't matter. Like, you get tired of seeing just dumbass killings. on the news. Now, you know, he said if somebody roll up in your house trying to rob you, that's not a dumbass killing. If you kill them, that's not a dumbass killing.
You're protecting your house,
right.
your livelihood, your household,
right,
your family.
Mm-hmm. And so, you know, you get tired of seeing this kind of shit. And again, he was someone who, you know, he went to Texas Tech. He went to Carter High School in Dallas. Then he went
to
Texas Tech.
Carter? From,
Dallas,
from what movie that was?
Friday Night Lights.
Friday Night Lights, yeah.
And then they had their own movie.
Did they actually beat them in real life?
Yeah.
Okay.
Dallas Carter was the shit.
I figured that. Like they did that.
They had like, I think like 17 players go D1 or somewhere around that number.
It's funny how in movies they do that. Like I'd get it for drama or whatever. Yeah. Because they made a movie about my high school because we integrated the schools and
finally got some girls in there, huh?
No, I mean integrated as in racially.
Oh.
And so
still all boys.
So finally they allowed. Now this part is history. Like they, you know, they won the city title for the black people. A school called Jesuit. Yes, there's a Jesuit down there too.
There's a Jesuit everywhere.
Yeah,
Jesus.
They won the actual city title, and then my high school was able to was able to play them. In the movie, they win on the last second bucket. In real life, they won by 45.
God damn!
So
that's a significant difference.
They had to dramatize it.
No, of course.
Because you got to keep them. Nobody wants to watch a movie where they beat them niggas by 45. Nobody wants to see them shit.
Moonwalking up the court.
Say, gotcha, bitches. But so again, rest in peace, Andre Emmett. Honestly, this is my own personal opinion. You can have it if you don't. But if you see the video out there of the dude getting shot in front of his house, don't
share that.
I mean, the dude got kids.
Oh, there's video of it?
Yeah.
Was it like from his ring?
No, it was from
it's a surveillance camera.
Right outside his place.
Yeah.
But
I'm sorry,
he has you're if you listen to the before the show before you start watching the video, you know exactly where
because those ring doorbells get on my nerves. I'm sorry, maybe it's not the time, but
yeah.
Why?
I feel like it's just a part of surveillance. Like, you know what I'm saying? You ever saw Batman where, remember he had like
the sonar thing?
It's like they can basically see everything on everybody's street.
We're the best of all of us.
You know, and if it's available online, if you can access it online, anybody else who really wants it.
Yeah.
I still think it's useful.
Oh, it's definitely useful, but that's how they get us with all this shit.
Right.
Yeah.
You know, they give you shit that's useful, but you know.
This shit, we all got, for the most part, PS4s or, you know, some type of game with fucking cameras on that shit. So they've been intruding in our shit for years. So
I'm doomed. I'm absolutely doomed.
At this point, I just know that they're there.
Yeah.
And fuck it.
That's what they want. They're like, hey.
Yeah. No, it's not that. It's not important that we get them out. We should. There should be some type of privacy.
Right.
But when we do these type of things, as far as like Ring and all this other stuff that's kind of intrusive, we kind of know what the fuck we're signing up for. We know if we're giving a third party access to our house and surroundings and shit like that. We know we're inviting people we want and people we don't want to be able to see what the fuck is going on in our safe havens for the most part.
But me personally, I don't really give a shit because the reason why I say that is because I'm not going to be doing anything that abnormal to where I got to worry about privacy. Only thing you're going to see if the government was a hack into my shit, you're going to see some drinking alcohol, some weed smoking, and some fucking. That's all you're going to see. You're not going to see me mixing up some cocaine or mixing up all this. You're not going to see any of that shit. So, you know, like I said.
But some things about
I'm a normie to them.
Yeah, I mean, you know, shit. If I see my shit on Pornhub one day, I just cut the check.
Well, I don't think they're going to put you on Pornhub.
You know, put me on New York, whatever. Just cut the check. I don't care. Just cut it. You know, I'm not going to put myself out there on social media.
Well, no, what I worry about more with it is like, especially as we get further along and like people don't realize it's not actually hard to hack this stuff. Like you don't have to be like some fucking genius. And
I've hacked shit.
And it's like, what, you know, somebody can tell, oh, are they home? Are they not home? Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? Oh, he's gone, but his wife's there. Okay.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? It's that kind of stuff that I think about more than the government, even though I know the government is a threat. But.
Right. But then you also have those scenarios too where like people, this is more so self-inflicted than anything, but like they will, taking a trip to Hawaii for the next 2 months. No dumb. Shit. You know.
Yeah, I hate when people do that.
Yeah.
That is the dumbest shit. If anything, say you went on a trip after you got back from
right.
Or like, man, don't be broadcasting that shit.
As
like,
well they should, Smize.
Yeah, that shit is weird to me. But
No,
to each his own. So if you're having fun, let's have fun. I'm not gonna tell you not to, because I'm not gonna be a party pooper on you.
Well, R.I.P.
Or
Emmett.
poop on the party for you.
Poop on the party.
R.I.P. Emmett.
Yeah, rest in
R.I.P.,
peace.
man. That shit is crazy, man.
Immortalized on his ring forever.
Yeah, head ass. Segway. And I'm saying that just because I don't even know what the next one was.
God damn it, I had to pull.
That's like the second week in a row that I have paid zero attention to what I done typed up. Second one we got up is these remakes of movies. It's starting to. Yeah, because again, like I'm all for movies where there's technology. Like if they want to, because like for example, like if you go back and watch, and I laugh at this shit all the time. You go back and watch like the old Superman with
Keanu.
Not Keanu.
Keanu Reeves.
I was about to say.
What's the nigga name?
Whoa, Lois.
The paralyzed nigga. What's his name? Christopher Reeves. There we go. Christopher Reeves. Yeah. So you go back and watch those,
right.
and you can see like where they're doing their CGI back in the 70s and 80s.
The strings.
Yeah, you can see the strings. You can see the lines around it. Like it just looks horrible. So if they want to go back and remake movies like that, and you can always tell a different Superman movie. There are a ton of them. You can take a lot of different avenues, and they've done that obviously. So those kind of movies, yeah, I'm cool with. Certain movies like you should not remake. Like they're doing Coming to America 2.
It's 2. That's not a remake.
It's not a remake, but at the same time, I'm good with 1. You know what I'm saying?
I kind of wanted to know what the stare was at the end of the movie. Everybody knows what the fuck the stare I'm talking about.
What's there?
When they get married and looking at what's her name? What's his name? God damn it!
Yeah, see now you're like me. Maybe
the queen is looking at
Joffrey Joffa.
Yeah, looking at who did Eddie marry?
Lisa McDowell.
There we go, Lisa McDowell.
Yeah.
Looking at her dad in a certain type of way. It was like, what that stare mean? Cause she looked at that nigga like,
well, she's dead.
Well, I know.
But
I'm just talking about.
But here's my thing, like
shit.
Part 2s, I don't mind as much. I mean, but
Part 2.
But when they remake something, like they remake and Set It Off, like, and it's not like part Set It Off 2. It's like we're just doing it again. Yeah. It's like you nailed it the first time.
Yeah, exactly.
Like if you want to, you can re-release it and remaster it and put it in
all
HD
that shit.
or whatever.
No one's gonna buy it, but
no. But I mean, people re-release old movies and people go see it at least the first weekend.
Yeah, but ain't nobody gonna re-buy that shit.
They're not gonna re-buy it, but that's what I'm just saying. Like I don't like when they remake the movie.
Like just everything, like, and then you try to reimagine it. Like, it's kind of like Terminators and shit like that. Like they never tried to remake them, but the sequels was so much shit. Like you tell they, like in the last Terminator, like they went back and they recreated the whole Reese coming in. What year? All that shit. I'm like, man, get the fuck out of here.
I fell off on that shit.
Yeah, don't do that shit. And where this is all stemming from, New Jack City is actually, you can stop that now. New Jack City is actually getting a remake, and that's been in the works, and it's actually, they green lit that motherfucker.
That one, that's all. Just leave that alone.
Just
it's
leave
a classic.
it alone. Yeah,
it's a hood classic.
It is a classic, and
don't try to make it where because they're gonna try to do it to where they might try to make that shit PG-13 and be like, now you're gonna really fuck up the movie if you do that.
I'm perfectly fine with Nino, who was a piece of shit. It was a cool character. Congratulations, Wesley Sniper, playing a hell of a drug dealer. But I'm okay with Nino Brown dying at the end. I'm okay with that. That's how it should be. It's the law. But yeah, so they're remaking that. Now there is a flip side to it. The flip
Wesley
side,
in it at least?
Well, that part no one knows. They haven't even wrote the script yet, but it just got greenlit to be able to go, okay, you guys can go ahead and write a script and let's see what this movie is going to be about. But
I hope that shit, when they write that script, that shit gets kicked out the motherfucking.
Well, here's the funny part. The funny part is Malcolm Mays. If you're not familiar with Malcolm Mays, I wasn't familiar with him until I figured this story out. But Malcolm Mays is one of the head writers on this TV show Snowfall. Now, if you don't watch Snowfall, that is a phenomenal fucking TV show.
It's all right.
Now, my thing is, don't call it new, because if you call it New Jack City, back in the 90s, that was the New Jack Swing era. So you kind of have to go back to there to do it. I don't want to watch another 90s movie. Fuck that. But call it something different. If you're gonna have Malcolm X doing this,
Old Jack City.
But it's already the reboot to it, so they're gonna have to kind of have the play on that, off of that.
Man, that shit. I mean,
but like I said, I don't agree with the shit from the jump. Leave that alone. Some classic movies just need to be classic movies and left alone.
Right.
Like you said, just go remaster it or whatever fuck. And, make that shit 4K or whatever the fuck you gotta do to do that shit.
Whatever you gotta do, man.
And just leave it alone with that, but don't do that, man.
Yeah, because
there's so many classic lines and just kind of classic scenes.
Kareem Akbar.
The brother from the bank.
Educated nigga from the bank.
He's a real mastermind. It says, no, there's so many classic, like there's so much classic from that shit.
Everybody died except for Ice-T, the other light-skinned nigga.
And the white boy.
Yeah, well, I guess he was white. Fuck it, he was white. It looks like Robert Downey Jr. daddy or something. But him and Kareem Akbar, everybody else is dead.
Okay, they were drug dealers. That's usually what happens.
That's normally how that goes. You either go to jail or you get dead. And all of them die.
Man, I'm good with that, man. Keisha got shot at the wedding. Like, I'm good with it.
She got fucked up.
She did blast Buddy in broad
daylight. Though.
So it kind of just came full circle.
You can't do that shit. You can't do that shit. I ought to be ashamed of myself for watching that movie as a kid.
Man.
I mean, here's a question though. What's a movie you would want to see them remake?
Ooh. Remake.
And it could be a remake or just a sequel.
I don't. Never ending story?
Never ending story.
Really? That's where you went?
Because they have the technology now to be able to make some of those scenes a little bit more crisp, I guess. I
would say Howard the Duck.
That's a good one.
That is a good one.
That is a good one.
That is a good one.
What you got? You the one came up with that phenomenal question.
Ah, man. Well, they are kind of doing. Well, I'm not gonna use that one. I probably can't do Back to the Future. That's too classic.
They better not. They better leave Back to the Future the fuck alone. All three of them. I don't care if they was whack to some of y'all. Leave Back to the Future the fuck alone. Whack,
but I still love it because I like the whole series.
E.T. I wouldn't mind another one because I think they can do an alien movie better now than they could.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
Bring Spielberg back.
Yeah, that would be a good one. That would probably be a good one.
Some real nostalgia moments with that one.
They better leave Mrs. Doubtfire alone.
Oh, anything with Robin in it.
Yeah,
I kind of borderline was upset about Aladdin. It's not their fault.
Right.
It's not like they
Was it good? I haven't even seen it.
It was
the same movie.
Except live action.
Okay.
They literally, there's no difference. Like
they did that.
Yeah, if you put the scripts next to each other, it's the same shit.
That's the same thing they did with Lion
My son went to Peter.
Which, to me, was a mistake because Will Smith could bring his whole own thing to that character rather than just reading off a fucking...
But Robin Williams played the shit. Like, you can't imagine following that shit.
Yeah,
it's like,
really
God damn.
But that's why he needed to make it his own rather than trying to... Because he really couldn't...
He couldn't embody that.
Yeah, he was rapping. Oh, you ain't never had a...
Yeah, he definitely couldn't sing like Robin. So
yeah, you know what I mean? Like, fuck
that dude was classic. That was classic.
Damn, what's another movie I think they probably should remake?
Alien?
No, leave that one.
Leave all that alone.
Leave all them Western movies alone too, like the Tombstones and.
That's a good one.
Yeah, leave them shits alone. Yeah,
that's it. Yeah, that's great how it is.
Yeah,
just remaster that shit. Just make it clean. Go on, put it in 4K or whatever the new K is gonna be.
I heard somebody say something about 6 and 8K. I'm like, what?
Oh yeah, I did see. I thought I saw 8.
That's at this point it's marketing.
Yeah. I mean,
I can't
because like 5G, when 4G came out, there wasn't too much of a difference between the speeds from 3G to 4G. When I really no, not too much. What? A tenth of a second? Then I can't perceive that shit.
Right, exactly.
Yeah, it used to be
I still got my point in 2 minutes.
Exactly. Point blank. Period.
And it used to be like with TVs with HD, but the difference between regular and HD was just fucking crazy.
Yeah.
But now like almost everything is at least 1080p.
No, it's 720. If it
But-
drops down, it's
Yeah.
720. But even
But
between-
depending on who made the TV set, like sometimes it don't really even matter.
don't. It doesn't. It really doesn't.
Sometimes you can't tell at all. But yeah, so
Unless you're just that's what you do.
My TV fucking died yesterday.
Really?
Yeah, the one in my bedroom.
did you have a funeral for it?
I mean, I've had that TV. Matter of fact, I bought that TV when I moved to Dallas because I didn't have a TV.
Damn.
Yeah.
Oh, you got some
Yeah,
good wear
yeah,
out
you got
there
some-
then.
Yeah, I got 10 years out of it.
No,
But,
yeah, you good then.
That's Sony Bravia.
Oh, damn,
Was
boy.
the shit when
Yeah,
I bought
yeah.
it, boy. Was the
With
shit.
DLP technology.
Now you can get that shit for $250 maybe.
If that, man,
Well,
maybe
hey.
$75.
Now the question is where you're going with it now. Are you going 85-inch in the bedroom?
Oh no, I can never do this that big. But I don't know. I'm just getting a little 50-incher or something like that.
Pretty modest of you.
So
Smart TV, all of the above.
yeah. I
Yeah.
don't.
Now that's one thing I will say that technology, where the benefit of technology is, like having those smart TVs. Like I'm never going back to like a regular just whatever. I don't give a damn if it's 19K. Like if it's not a smart TV, if I can't hook some shit up to it, my phone, and cast some shit to the screen or control some shit with my phone, it's not happening.
Oh yeah, that makes it a lot more convenient for some shit.
Oh hell yeah, it does. It's beautiful. It's beautiful. But yeah, so they're remaking New Jack City. I'm not happy about it.
And Black Twitter needs to get on that. We made the motherfucking chicken sandwich blow up, and that shit had been out for 6 months. Motherfuckers need to get on that shit for real, man.
ASAP.
This shit does that. We need to stop that shit for real. I don't give a fuck who they cast, even if it's A list.
You can't cast anybody. Yeah.
I'm just saying, you just can't remake that to where it's gonna hit the same.
Yeah.
Cause especially at the time it hit, and just in that era, it's not even the same type of era. It's not the same feel or anything like that.
Yeah, exactly. Like
that. Like what you saying earlier, crack was the shit back then.
Yeah.
So but it's not like that. They said it would have to be a white New Jack City with the opioids and shit like that. if we're gonna be truthful to the times.
Yeah, they wouldn't call it New Jack City. They would call it white privilege. The
New Cracker City.
but yeah, like put it this way, new cracker starring AB Antonio Brown.
But
damn.
they did.
He
They
went
are,
back to school. Good for him.
they are remaking.
Antonio.
They are remaking Top Gun though, which I wonder who are
I
they.
thought it was a sequel.
It's a sequel.
It's
It's
a
a
sequel.
sequel.
Yeah, well, yeah, it's a sequel, but like I'm wondering like who are they fighting? Because America don't fight armies no more. We just
Right.
bomb people. Like
and run off.
there's no air fights like where because there's no army you're fighting against. You just drop it on. You find brown people and you drop the bomb.
That's it.
Yeah,
It's kind of black and
Yeah.
white. Well, white and brown.
White and brown.
So I don't know how they're gonna do that, but we'll see.
Yeah, but that one is like a continuation or a sequel. I mean, I'm okay with that.
What you call it still flying? It's old ass.
I wasn't a
I give
huge
it
Top
to-
Gun fan, anyways, but so.
I mean, it was cool because they were flying jets, and we all
Right.
kind of liked jets back then.
Of course.
we were naive as fuck. So.
Yeah,
True.
it's hard to even get in a jet. When I was in San Diego. They have this aircraft carrier. They've turned it into a museum, but on top of it, they have all these jets and shit. And you get in that motherfucker, it's like sitting inside of a fucking bathtub or something. Like,
I refuse.
like you're in that bitch. Like, I'm like,
I
this is
refuse.
not comfortable.
I refuse.
This is not comfortable at all. I'm the pilot. I'm supposed to be comfortable.
I refuse.
I can't stretch my legs out. Nope.
I'm 6'1", 240 pounds. I ain't getting in that bitch.
But that's why all the pilots are midgets.
Yeah.
Like jockeys and shit.
Yeah.
Now, speaking of museums, the next topic we got up, I think this is actually pretty good. I forgot to put that fucking, up there. Oh, well.
Your fault.
Yeah, my fault. So, London, who seems to be ahead of the United States in some things, most things probably, I don't know. London is actually opening up the very first vagina museum.
Why your face scrunch up like that?
Well, why are you looking that way?
Because fucking Kenny.
No, shit.
Motherfucker. Nah, don't worry about what that motherfucker said.
That they said get the time machine before all that bad shit happened. but yeah, so London is opening up a brand new vagina museum. It's actually
the vagina gonna be brand new.
It's what vagina is brand new? I mean, let's talk about it. But it's gonna open up actually November 16th in Camden Market. Now, where the whole concept came from, the lady's name I forgot. It's like Florence Schneckner or some shit like that. She came up with this concept just due to the mere fact that she went to Iceland, and Iceland has a penis museum.
No, I don't want to go to that.
Not really.
Yeah, I mean, like, obviously don't want to go to that, but like, what is the like? What do you put in a vagina museum? What do you put in a pussy museum?
Same thing you put in the penis museum.
What do you put in that motherfucker?
I'm sure you also put like, you know, like, oh, here's
labias
like the first,
flabias.
Here's the first tampon.
Dude, so it's now a what, health class is what the museum
I'm just
is?
saying, like, you
Yeah,
know,
well, that's most museums is just educational stuff. It's not there to be like, oh my God, it's supposed to be dramatic or some shit like that.
But like, are they gonna have like a Hall of Fame room where this pussy killed the president? This pussy,
I don't know if they're gonna go.
this pussy jumped 7 hurdles. I mean, what the fuck? I mean, did they mold they pussy and do something like? What do you put in a vagina museum?
This pussy had 7 husbands.
Maybe the first pussy that got a runway strip. I don't know.
I mean, you put Elizabeth Taylor pussy in there, it's all beat up.
Yeah, make sure that hoe smells right though.
I mean, except like what can you
the
put
odors of vagina?
Is Maryland
Depending on the vagina.
This is first cycle. This is second cycle. Like Marilyn, a picture of Marilyn Monroe with some drawers on the wall. Like I'm trying to figure out what do you do.
You
with
can
the pussy
put
museum.
all kinds of vagina accessories, sex toys.
The different
there's lots of
vaginas.
stuff.
So is
They're
it?
different vaginas.
Of course, obviously.
Not every vagina is made the same.
That's
It's like a
the picture I was
finger.
gonna put up
It's
there.
like a fingerprint.
It's like. Can you scan your vagina on a scanner, please?
Yeah, see, you got all kinds of
You gotta roll it over.
vaginas around the world. You can see what different types of vaginas look
Yeah.
like. Like there's some people who, you know, they don't know what a black girl's vagina looks like or Asian woman's vagina.
Okay, I mean, it's not like maybe the color may be a little different, but I
Exactly.
mean, we're talking,
So
Yeah.
let me go and
just the
examine.
color, but we're talking
subtlety. This is a museum.
Yeah. There's a whole redhead section.
the rugs do match the drapes.
And it said maybe they'll find that horizontal vagina.
Man, if they find a horizontal vagina, like, no, I gotta go. Like, how much does it cost?
They might find that horizontal vagina.
Man, come on, you're killing me, man.
Hey, man, it's a Noah's Ark of vaginas. Motherfuckers is still looking for them shits.
It had two of everything inside of it.
I love that I went to CNN to look up the Vagina Museum, found it, and then a pop-up of Anderson Cooper pops up. I mean, how ironic is that?
He's judging you.
You're looking for a vagina?
Anderson Cooper's judging you with all his gayness.
You're looking for a vagina?
Are you sure you want to look up vagina right now, Jamile?
It said, I'm a clean-cut white man.
You know he's actually a Vanderbilt?
A Vanderbilt?
Yeah.
He went to Tennessee?
No, he didn't go to Tennessee. I'm saying that's his family, the Vanderbilts.
Oh, word.
Yeah.
Oh, that motherfucker came some money. God
Did he?
damn it.
Did he come
Shout out to
Shit.
David Smicer. Said put the penis museum in the vagina museum.
Yeah.
Yeah, there you go.
It's called insertion.
Insertion. The insertion museum.
But look, if they have like models of vagina up, there's gonna be one pervert.
Yeah, just like shallow vaginas.
There's gonna be one pervert that is gonna go through there just for the mere fact that he may get to test that on some vagina. I'm just saying, it's gonna happen.
Oh yeah, you know they're gonna have test vaginas in that motherfucker.
Man, I refuse. I refuse.
We got robot pussies now. What are you talking about?
But
Yeah, you ain't
okay,
refusing
so
those.
you're gonna have a room. You're gonna have a room full of. I would buy my own robot bitch. But you're trying to tell me you're gonna have a room full of, let's say you got 12 vaginas up against the wall. You gonna leave that just like that? You gonna touch that motherfucker?
Some people are.
Put on these gloves so you can feel the inside of
Gloves? No, I need to.
These gloves don't fit. You must a squid.
See, but like I said, this
Going there with no
this
technique.
has bad written all over it. Y'all can kiss my ass. This has bad written all over it.
So this is one of your lines.
No, it's not a line. I mean, put it this way: if it was in Dallas, I would go. But you know, this is a recipe for disaster, man. It's not gonna be open long. It can't be.
Why not? People don't want to see vagina?
Yeah, I think there's a lot of people that want to see vaginas.
Now, what I think you should have is not a vagina museum, but a vagina Hall of Fame.
Okay,
That's what you need.
well, that's what I'm saying. Do you have a room for Hall of Fame?
I would love to see that, like, you know, when they first released a list of people who are going to be voted on for the Hall of Fame.
yeah, okay. I'm liking where this is going.
And then everybody debates on whether they should get in. They'd be like, this year's class, Halle Berry, Sierra, Tatiana Ali.
No, she had some lazy pussy. No.
You know the one I think got lazy pussy. That bitch should not get in that motherfucker.
Oh, Mia Khalifa.
Yeah, that's lazy pussy, bitch. That's why you only got paid $12,000, ho.
But she's not even as hot as everybody makes her out to be. It's only because, but it's only really because there's not that many Middle Eastern women or Indian women, whatever she is,
that we know of.
Yeah, that we know of in porn. There's a few, but not very many.
You don't ever go down that section, do you?
They got the mask on and everything.
Oh, those are the best ones. I knew it. I knew
Just
it.
be selling out hard.
Yeah.
But half the time it be Latinas who are posing as
Yeah, they do have some. They do have some crossovers.
That's fine. I mean, there's fake tits on there, so I mean, not everybody can be winners.
Yeah, I'm not a fake tit guy. I don't like that.
That is, that's just something. No.
I'd rather small tits than fake tits. Like,
yeah, this is true.
This is very
This
true.
is true.
I went. This is one time I went to a strip club, and them niggas was there. I think y'all was there. And the bitch got the lap dance shit, and bitch had fake titties, and I could see her scars under her titties.
Oh no!
And I was, cause everybody was like, "You're not enjoying?" It's like, dog, this is disgusting.
C-section titty.
Like, get the fuck off me.
For your titty fall out. Get out of here.
Yes, I was judging the stripper.
You didn't put no A&D ointment on that?
Like, it was like, you could like stitches where it has a little
red
and it has a little dot on. I was like, dog, who the fuck you get your shit to who did that shit?
Who okayed it? Who okayed you to work
Dr.
tonight?
Bus.
Goddamn, dog, what the fuck is this? This shit ain't cool.
Nigga that made Frankenstein. But yeah, fake titties
Nipples
are
weren't even lined up and shit.
Oh, those are the worst. Those are the worst ones. Like if you see like fake tits and you can tell like they're either lopsided or the nipples ain't all in the right place.
No,
What the hell is this? This is ridiculous. You ought to be ashamed of yourself.
Fucking Barbie doll built asshole.
Yeah, I mean, but
throw your ass in the microwave. And let
I just don't understand because I've seen so many.
Yeah, I just went there. I went there.
Because I've seen so many chicks who like especially in porn or whatever, where you'll see her before she does it, and then after you're like, you look better without it.
Isla Fox.
Yeah, yes, that's what I was thinking of.
Splicking in the same linkity, I say.
Yeah, I just love how our random banter goes back to porn all the time.
I'm like, damn, you fucked it up.
You fucked it up.
You fucked it up, like.
And then because they go so unnatural with them too.
Right.
Yeah.
It's like just if you can go to B is good. You don't gotta go double D.
I mean, whatever. C, A's, whatever. I mean,
Skin holding on for
most of
life.
the time,
if that's what you got, that's what I want.
Bro, I'm just saying most of the time, I would say most girls go from like A cups to like D's. Like that's too drastic of a motherfucking jump to me. If you're gonna do a B, like if you got pregnant, girls tend to get bigger when they pregnant.
Right.
Yeah. It's like they go up usually like a cup size. Just go up one cup and have them hoes proportionate to your body. And I mean, I'd be thinking about that.
Yeah, I said like, hey, I wasn't finna say nothing.
I'm just saying, don't go to the extreme.
Yeah, and have them do it through your nose or something. Like, don't let them cut you open.
Don't let them cut. Let me put
let
this silicone titty.
Run it through and then just fill it up and we ready.
Breathe in. It'll put it.
It should be like going to the gas station. You know? Like, oh, I think it's full. Starting to come out of a nose.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, we are at the halfway mark. So we got sports coming up now. NFL season again is in full swing. Next week. Yeah. But yeah.
I thought it was in full swing back, in training camp.
It still is in full swing.
Motherfucker, beginning of August.
It still is in full swing.
It's in full swing.
Hey, you talk all this
The
shit
meat
all you
and
want
potatoes
to.
of the season.
You better be lucky we ain't got no alcohol tonight. So last week with our picks, if you paid attention to those picks, last week it started around an hour and 9 minutes. So if you want to go back and listen to them, go ahead and knock yourself out.
Please do.
At the same time, everybody went 3-2. If you are new to how we do these picks, if you're new to how we do our NFL section, we pick 5 games. The loser of those 5 games, 2 out of the 3, they either have to do 2 shots or 1 shot. In this scenario, we just have beer tonight, so you either have to do 2 chugs or 1 chug. Now, this week, everybody went 3-2. So, the mere fact that everybody went 3-2, we are using our overall, what do you call that? Records.
Standings,
if you will.
Come on, number 1.
No, you're not.
I mean, we know where this is going to end.
No, we don't know where this is going to end, actually.
You're 4-6.
I like that picture of me, though. It looks very serious.
Yeah.
It looks like the avatar on like a poker game you download.
Yeah. So, Jamile is losing so far this year.
Barely.
At 4-6. So, Jamile, you got to take, how many seconds you would say of a chug? Go ahead and finish. Just finish that beer off. It's a small beer.
Yeah. Small beer. This is how many ounces?
It's 12 fluid ounces.
Yeah, it's 12 fluid ounces.
Same of any beer.
Well,
Come on,
short
man.
bottle makes it look different.
Yeah. It's,
Shout.
There we go.
Let's go.
Go on.
That's 2.
Burp it out.
No, hell no. You better come on with that.
Man, what the hell? We need to take bigger chugs than that.
He compared you to a girl. You take chugs like a
And
girl.
she has a shallow mouth.
Okay, first of all.
That's a joke.
No comment.
That's a joke. God,
Jeez, man.
too much information?
Yeah, a little bit. Just a little bit. Go ahead and finish it off. You still got a little bit more?
Yeah.
Hold on, I got a shallow mouth.
And the only reason why he actually won a second game or a third game last week is just due to the fact that he changed his pick at the very last minute.
Because I knew, once I
You
thought
ain't
about
no
it.
shit. So I got to take one.
I take one? I guess we all taking one? What?
Girlfriend.
Oh, yeah, I am sitting on top.
She wasn't disrespectful.
So
Hey, man.
we got that going on. But some of the games from last week that we want to kind of look at, kind of discuss. Carolina went out there.
Yeah, Allen, the backup.
The backup, what was his name? Kyle Allen.
Kyle Allen.
Kyle Allen went out there. He actually played pretty well. I mean, I'm not gonna lie to you. Like I was like, okay, white guy, Carolina Panthers. This is Cam Newton's team. It's starting to kind of get kind of iffy.
No, it's one game.
Yeah,
Where's the if?
I do not understand.
It's starting to get kind of
against Arizona that hasn't won a game, and we said said from the jump Arizona's gonna be terrible, right?
I get it.
We all came to that conclusion, right?
And and some of his touchdowns, like he had that one of DJ Moore where he really threw it.
I don't think he was throwing it to him. DJ just made a play on it.
Yeah, and it's like that could have easily been picked off.
Because I was like,
there was 3 DBs all in that area.
It was 3 DBs and 2 receivers in that same area.
So that could have went the other way.
That's never a good throw.
Yeah, and then he had the ones he ran in, but he's not a runner. I mean, but he found an opportunity.
White Lightning back there is cold.
But see, and that was the point I was going to.
Solid back.
Yeah.
Factor back.
A factor. That's it. Yeah, a factor back. Oh, use the little key words there. But for example, their team dynamic is changing offensively, just because because Christian McCaffrey is a very good fucking running back. Now, I'm not saying Cam Newton is a bad quarterback. Cam Newton still got 3 or 4 more years left. They just not going to be in Carolina at this point. But
next year he don't got no more guaranteed money on this.
Yeah. So he's not going to be in Carolina.
I would love to see him in Chicago.
They're not gonna quit on Trubisky.
Yeah, they need to. Ain't this his 3rd year?
Yeah, but
they're not gonna quit on him.
I would if I were them.
Do you bring in Cam Newton?
I would
with that monster ass defense.
I would
Chicago.
bring in Cam Newton. I love Cam Newton.
I
as
like
a player.
where your head's at.
I think you gotta let him heal up and get his shit
Because
right.
they saying he got Lance Frank.
Yeah, I mean,
foot.
so that's
that
at
means
least 2 months. But my point is, you gotta let him get healthy, and then you gotta actually put. I want to see him on a team where there's actually shit around him, and he doesn't have to do everything all the time, and he has a offensive head coach who is actually making life easier on him. Letting him throw these little bullshit passes like Mahomes throws, these little 1 yard, 50-yard touchdowns he throws. You know what I'm saying? But Cam don't never get that. I mean, he gets it a little bit from like McCaffrey every once in a while.
But everybody knows he's gonna throw it to McCaffrey.
Yeah, so
with Mahomes, you don't know who the fuck he's gonna throw that shit to. Especially now.
But I've always felt like Carolina has underutilized Cam. And as far as Kyle Allen and his good game he had a good game. Did what you're supposed to do to a bad team. But at the same time, I'm not buying his brand.
Yeah,
like he wasn't even good in college.
Yeah, I'm not saying buy his brand because I don't.
But
buy
everybody's
it
pushing Cam out the door like, now they got Kyle Allen, they're good.
Again, I didn't know this ahead of time, but again, his guaranteed money is gone. You can kind of tell they're kind of shifting that that powerhouse to McCaffrey. Which
I'm fine with them doing that.
No, but
I don't mind having
they been needed to do that. Like that was outside of that year they went to the Super Bowl. Like that next year it should have been. We need to find somebody else to take the load off of Cam because he cannot do that again. Yeah. Because he was literally running over linebackers all year that year to do that.
Right.
And, there's a narrative out there that Cam is like selfish and shit like that. It's like he's giving his body to the team. Like his body is breaking down right in front of us. How is he selfish?
This nigga truck flipped over 97 times.
And he played that same week.
Like I said, he's in my division, so I see him all the time. And it's always the same story with them. Like you just got to stop Cam. Like that was the whole book on them. It wasn't. That's why, like, no matter how good their record is, because when they play teams who don't know them, they go out of conference
beat their ass,
they beat their ass because they're not used to seeing that fucking freak. But in the division, their record wasn't that good.
Y'all built to beat them.
Right.
Well, it's just like you come up with a game plan. You're like, okay, well, as long as we don't let him fucking run all over the place, and we don't let somebody get deep, you're good. Because they're not gonna just, they don't have the weapons for the most part. They usually haven't. They did have Greg Olsen, but he was always hurt.
Right.
But anyway, as far as Kyle Allen, not buying his brand. If Cam leaves, there's a few places I'd like to see him go. Yeah, I'd like to see him go to Chicago. I wouldn't mind seeing him in. Let's see what else we got here. If Phillip Rivers retired, I wouldn't mind seeing him with the Chargers. I don't think so either.
He's still free ski.
I don't think so either. Tampa would be, even though I want to get him out that division. Him and Arians?
I would like to see, but just
they
Tampa.
Ain't got no weapons.
I'm
Minnesota?
I'm just saying Tampa.
Minnesota would be a good place.
I would say Minnesota over Tampa just on the mere fact. I don't believe in Tampa's front. I don't believe in Tampa's front office.
I think. Well, I don't want Indy. No, that's too lame for him.
Don't want to.
Denver, they ain't got no fucking quarterback, and they got Vaughn and all them boys.
But they got they hitched their wagon to dude out of Missouri.
Flacco?
No, dude out of Missouri, that rookie they took this year.
Yeah, that's right.
Man, look,
Red Rocket now.
Let him sit and continue to develop, aka not be shit.
Right. Next game, new quarterback, the Giants. The Giants versus Tampa Bay last week.
He was more impressive than Kyle Allen. Daniel Jones.
Yeah.
He actually made some throw. Now, it wasn't as good as everybody made it sound. Like if you actually watch the game,
right? But
in the second half, he made fucking plays.
He made plays, and he made plays in Saquon.
Just shitted that game away.
Because it's Jameis.
Oh, it was glorious.
Jameis still threw for 380 yards, but it's Jameis. It's crab legs.
First of all, Jameis is the most like. If he didn't have Mike Evans, like I don't know if they could even move the ball.
No,
because Mike Evans does exactly what Jameis needs. Just go get it.
Yeah.
Like there was one play where Jameis is about to get sacked. I guess he saw Mike was in single coverage. Throws up a horrible pass that he just. I don't even think he looked where he was going. He just knew he was about to go down, so he threw it. And Mike Evans, of course, snags that bitch over the DB and for like a 50-yard gain or something.
Yeah, that would be a player I would like to see to go somewhere else. Who? Mike Evans.
Oh yeah.
Oh, but he got his money down there because
he ain't.
You got to think about it. They lost by 1. they missed 2 extra points, and I think they missed a field goal.
Dude, at the end of it was hilarious.
It was such a Tampa Bay way to lose the game.
Well, first of all, because New York goes down and scores, and there's like a minute left. So I wasn't sure Tampa would score, but I knew they have a shot.
Right.
And so they get all the way down there. Of course, he throws up to Mike Evans because that's the only play they have. He comes down with it. They're in field goal range. And then, they get in field goal range. But they still have time on the clock.
Bruce Arians takes the delay of game.
Yeah, takes a delay of game. Well, first he runs
to get in the middle of the field.
Yeah, and I'm like, dude, at least run the ball and try to get a little closer.
But I've seen that. We've all seen that before.
But it wasn't like we're inside the 10. It was like we're at the 25. And they have a horrible kicker.
It is true.
It's not like they got fucking Vinatieri back there or something.
Shit, I don't know who's a good kicker nowadays. All these motherfuckers.
William Lutz.
Okay,
But my point is, regardless of who's a good kicker, like we know that Tampa doesn't have the good kicker. And so it's like, why are you just settling for that? I would have tried to score, you know. And I know you got Jameis, and he's definitely gonna throw a pick in that situation.
Yeah,
but it was just mishandled. And then they take the delay of game, back it up even further. So now it's a legit field goal.
Right.
And the motherfucker shanks it predictably.
Of course. But they
As a
did,
Saints fan,
they
it was
did all of
glorious
this
to watch,
even Shaquan was out of the game. Like Tampa Bay sucks. Like there's no.
Well, but we knew this.
Man,
We knew that they're at best 6-10, 7-9.
I don't even think them niggas gonna get there.
I'm just saying at best.
Yeah.
I'm talking about them maxing out their potential.
Yeah, it was everybody tired at the end of that bitch. But you know, shout out to Daniel Jones. He went out there and got his first win.
It was nice.
Yeah, no, he put on a good performance. You can't shit on because you're a rookie. You thrust into this shit.
Yeah, first start.
First start. Nobody saw that.
Right.
With the running and the passing.
Yeah.
So that was kind of.
Yeah.
So I was like good for you, because he was there when we watched the draft together, and I called it before. While time, a lot
They's
of
gonna
time,
go draft Daniel Jones.
he was looking at it like, man, no, they. I was like,
You
nah,
never
they're
heard
gonna
of the nigga.
draft Daniel Jones before, and it's like, and everybody else was shocked but me.
Yeah.
Why did you think that?
His coach at Duke.
Yeah,
was
Cutcliffe or whatever.
Cutcliffe, yeah. He's the Manning whisperer.
Yeah.
So, and like they have been talking. Somebody, I seen it online on a blog and something, and they kept on saying like, man, watch out, Daniel Jones might jump up. I was like, dang, like, he barely went 500.
I just figured
he barely went 500. That motherfucking dude. But
right.
It was like the Cutcliffe, and he vouches for him, and the Mannings. They kept on saying Eli and Peyton both vouched for him. Like, I was
and then
like,
he came and took Eli's job.
Yeah, and I was like, oh,
lost
shit.
a little too hard, Eli.
Yeah, just a little bit.
I don't think Eli really gives a fuck at this point.
Hey, look, he got his $200 million.
Man, he's the most. He's gotten the most money, just NFL paychecks. He's got the most ever.
Yeah, like
Eli Manning.
Eli in that whole
because
like
he came in before they changed the rookie thing, so he had a big deal off top.
man, look, Eli in that whole
and
like
he been getting them checks. He's been subtly back there, just like, yeah, I'm cool.
yeah, Eli ain't tripping.
Why you think he don't never say shit?
Eli
like,
ain't
I'm
tripping.
getting paid over here, and I got like all them luxury watches and all that shit. Like what OBJ trying to do now. Eli been doing that shit. Like he been had them sponsors.
I have my billboard in France. What about you, OBJ?
Like,
you were on Twitter. Two more games. San Fran. I get it. However, San Francisco has been playing some good damn football.
Would you say this is a San Francisco treat? Is that what you would call
and
it?
Said, this will come off with. They have been playing good ball.
They've been playing solid ball.
The teams they've beat combined for 1-8.
It's like the Cowboys. You know, the same thing. They 3-0 with some shitty ass opponents.
Have they done what they're supposed to do in those situations? Yes. Yes, I give them all that credit. Win the games that are in front of you.
Right.
But I want to see them against some staunch competition. We can get what the fuck I'm
I
trying
need
to
to
say.
see that competition.
Competition.
What you got on San Fran, Jamal?
I'm still not a buyer on Jimmy G. I mean,
Man, he didn't play good in this past game.
So I mean,
He threw what, 2 picks?
they have been picking high forever, so they do have a lot of talent on the team, especially on the defense.
So it should roll over.
Yeah. So I mean, they're gonna win their share of games because they have some talent, but
Competition.
I don't buy the quarterback. I'm not really scared of none of their receivers, although they have some solid receivers.
And they got speed with good one.
Yeah.
I think it's a player by committee, but yeah,
It's a whole offense by committee.
Yeah,
Outside of Kittle.
Fucking offense
Outside
of Kittle.
Yeah, everybody.
Offense by
Boys is
committee.
playing, man. They fucking believe. They like the little Giants that one time. You know, that's who them niggas is.
Yeah, but just like that, because like Garoppolo, he had 3 turnovers in this game.
Mm-hmm.
They had 5 turnovers total.
Mm-hmm.
I don't give a damn who you're playing against a backup quarterback, Pittsburgh. I get you beat them, but you're supposed to lose that game.
Right.
That game, that's the one you're supposed to lose. 5 turnovers, you're not supposed to win that game. So it is what it is. But
and they call you as Stephen A. Smith say shit.
But I'll take it. Hey man, they 3-0.
The people love you. Yeah, they are 3-0. They are 3-0. Yeah.
They're 3-0. So you can't.
Hey, Therese, go fuck yourself.
Yeah, but yeah, they are
3-0, man.
Yeah.
So you can't. Your record is what you say you is. They're an undefeated team.
They're 3-0. You can't take it away from them.
Can't take that shit away from them. But when I want to see them, like you would like to say, when they get to the meat and potatoes of their of their schedule, I want to see what they do against some really staunch competition.
East Texas Hot Links.
We won't see it next week because they're on a bye.
Last game,
they get the first bye.
Last game is that I want to talk about from last week: Baltimore, Kansas City.
Kansas City.
And again, this was one of the games I think we selected.
Yeah.
But I was curious to see. You know, we all kind of talked about Kansas City defense being whack as shit. And
they still are.
Yeah, and they still are. At the same time, I was still wanting to see Lamar Jackson. I was really, really wanting to see, like, okay, he's out there. He's going against Patrick Mahomes. Obviously, they're not playing against each other, but they're playing against each other. And to try to see, okay, are you gonna be last week's Lamar Jackson? Are you gonna be, the whack Lamar Jackson? Like, which one is gonna come out? First half was shit. Second half, I was like, okay, here we go. Now he showed,
but that's adjustments.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, it's still he's still in a growing process of being a quarterback, like an NFL quarterback. That's just as far as just being able to dissect type of coverages, defenses, and stuff that's fronts.
Right.
Being able to check out some plays to get to the right play. Like, I don't think they're even giving him that much freedom with that just yet. But what I did like I saw from Lamar is that he didn't quit. Like, they stayed in the fight until the end of the game, because they easily could have folded up like the Raiders did the week before and just like, oh well, shit, they got up 18-20 on us, and we're not gonna be able to come back. And they made it interesting. Like, they had to get a first down at the end of the game to, like, put this shit away. Like, okay, this shit, we got it now.
And I even like the 2-point conversion that they went for. Harbaugh said it best. No, we play aggressive. We're going to keep doing that. We'll do it again. Thank you. Yeah, that's like, they don't kick field goals. Fuck it. You know what I'm saying? Nowadays you got a better chance sometimes, just depending on the scenario, really most scenarios, to get a 2-point conversion.
Especially where they push the motherfucking extra point now. That shit is
35 yards. I don't trust this nigga. We pay this nigga $200,000 a year. You know what I'm saying? We pay this motherfucker $10 million.
Tucker is one of the best. He is one of the best.
Let's save Tucker for let's save Tucker for later on in the year. You know, we don't want to fuck his confidence up now, because who was that said that a couple of weeks ago? Like, they don't get a warm-up kick anymore. Like, they don't get to go out there and get the little, from the hash mark, 5-yard kick. Okay, and good. Warm up. Now they got to start all the way to fuck back there.
Oh, thank you. You have to be a football player?
Yeah.
Shit.
Goddamn
What the
punters.
fuck, man? Like I say, all you do is kick.
That's it.
That's it. Anything after that is extra. That shit, yeah, you get some little extra money, you make a tackle or some bullshit like that. But teams pay you to kick.
Yep.
That's it. If you make all your kicks and miss all your tackles, nobody gives a fuck.
Right.
This is true.
True. All right. So what you got on the future Negro Bowl?
I thought it was, Baltimore kept it close. They didn't control the game as much as I would have liked, but it's not like, I'm sure they were trying. But
They ran for 200 yards.
Yeah, I was about to say Mark Ingram did me good on my fantasy team. So.
102
three
yards.
tugs.
Yeah,
Three tugs.
that made me look real nice. But as far as, I thought they got close, and what I'm more looking at whenever somebody plays KC is like, all right, how you gonna beat these niggas? Because
KC had that monster second quarter again.
See, but that's the secret. Like the secret to not secret, but
They're the Golden State.
if you can stop them from hitting you big, like 50, 60, 70, 40-yard touchdowns, and just make them drive,
It's coming. Phrasing.
then it's going to be a lot easier to beat them because, one, they're not going to score as much because they're taking more time to score. They got to go on like a 10, 12-play drive. That's really what teams are going to have to start doing is playing a shell, let them have the underneath shit. Then once you get in the red zone, you don't have to worry. You don't have to worry about getting beat deep no more. And so you can hold them to field goals, hopefully. That's the
Travis Kelce.
That's the plan, at least.
Right,
Hold them to
right.
field goals and then possess the ball on the other side. Baltimore almost pulled it off. They didn't. But I still like Lamar, man. He's impressing me, even with some of the
Week by week.
inconsistencies. And he's still impressing me because he's a gamer, man.
That's what you can't, and you can't like scheme for that. You can't scheme for a gamer because that just happens in the flow of the game, and you're trying to react to that shit as it goes. But just like last week, this week, everybody thought that shit was just a fluke against the Reds. Them motherfuckers scored 23 points in the second quarter
They were just
week.
5 off.
Yeah, so it's almost, as I said, they're kind of like trying to cheat the system as far as I think they come out vanilla. As far as I think Kansas City comes out vanilla, just running their basic shit, and in that second quarter when they kind of get a feel of what you're doing defensively, that's when they unload on you and just let that shit fly because it's for them to do that shit 2 weeks in a row, kind of in the same kind of way. Yeah, because you don't in the league you don't see 20-point quarters like that. You see 14. Maybe 17, and a 17-point quarter is a big quarter for you. Yeah, but to have 20+ in 2 weeks consecutive, like you don't just that's planned to me. Right.
But I will say, if this was in Baltimore, I think the Ravens would have won.
Yeah.
So I still think they're one of those maybe 4 teams that has a shot to beat the Chiefs in the playoffs. So it's a good ass game.
It lived up. They say it had to be a comeback, but it ended up living up.
Yeah. So,
all right. So we're moving on to next week's games. Oh, I can do that
forward.
I can do that one. I'm figuring out new shit out. There's 2 new shits I figured out. Maybe they're not too bad. All right. So you see the weekly picks on the screen there. Facebook Live audio. No.
Yes, I am winning.
Simon is 6-4 so far this year. LP is 5-5. Jamile is a lowly 4-6. So this week, Simon's gonna pick again.
No, it's on him.
Just
let everybody pick. Man, what are you talking about?
I won, so I get to pick.
Let that be the reason.
So Jamile is picking this week.
All right, well, we're just gonna do this until they lose. Kansas City at Detroit.
God damn.
Kansas
City, man.
It's a 6.5 favorite.
6.5.
I'm gonna go with Detroit. Detroit's defense is playing really well.
That's the only reason why you
going
got the
2
3
weeks
wins.
in a row with
that's the only reason why you got.
I'm gonna
the 3
get these
wins.
motherfuckers 1 week.
It's the only. No, you got it. Oh, talking about Kansas City.
Yeah. But yeah, Detroit's defense has been playing pretty well.
Right.
They're going to have to play real well in this game.
Right.
And the offense has also been, doing their thing, and Chiefs defense is susceptible and it's on the road. It's on the road at Ford Field.
But that's that indoor track.
Yeah, it's out there at 8 Mile. But I think B-Rab can get him this time.
Knees weak, arms are heavy. There's vomit on his sweater already.
Took KC, right?
I'm going KC.
Yeah, I'm going KC as well.
Easy.
I literally
said
last week, it's like, it's not going to be too many games I'm going to pick against KC.
I'm going to get y'all one day, though.
Yeah, no.
All right, next. Let's see what's a good one. Fuck them.
Oh, we started that shit at 58 minutes, too, just for the record.
Actually, not that many great games this week.
Hey,
that's the Monday night game. God damn it!
What is the Monday night game? Just out of curiosity.
Cincinnati, Pittsburgh.
Pittsburgh, yes.
Man, back to watching wrestling, baby. The Fiend.
Shitty Bowl. Let's go Oakland.
Oakland
and Colts. At Colts.
No, it's at Colts. Shit.
The fuck are you doing, man?
I mean, it's literally one of the only competitive games on the list.
I'm gonna pick against my own team. Sheesh.
I will go. It's gonna sound I'm being homerish, but I will go with the Raiders. I don't see them losing that way again on the road, and I think Indianapolis can be vulnerable to this home loss. I'm not always sold with Brissett and all them, and they still dealing with injuries on their I think on their O line, and their all pro linebackers still out, I think, with a concussion, if I'm not mistaken. And so, but we'll get an injury report later on this week because they usually release injury reports on Wednesday. So we'll see.
We don't have another home game in Oakland until November 3rd.
Yeah. I mean, y'all moving. This is what y'all get.
No.
Why y'all worry about home? That's not y'all home no more.
The home game that they're supposed to have within this.
Y'all are sleeping on the couch. It's in
bloody fucking London, and they're gonna go to the motherfucking vagina
museum.
You motherfuckers
are sleeping on the couch in Oakland. You break up with a motherfucker, and now you sleep on the couch till you find a place.
Time to go.
Y'all are on the couch, so don't complain about it.
You signed that new lease yet?
All I know, that motherfucking new stadium is looking pretty awesome.
Well, that'll be the next time y'all actually get to sleep in the bed.
Yeah, whatever. Who you got?
I'm gonna take the Colts at home. I really like how Jacoby Brisket is playing. So
you call that nigga Brisket?
Yeah,
because it does.
It took him a long time to develop. That's why I call him Brisket. It took that motherfucker 4 years to play decent football.
That nigga been low and slow.
All right. So how many games you picking? Is it 5?
5. Yeah. Okay. So that's 2.
That's 2. All right. Let's go with Cleveland at Baltimore. Divisional game. Baltimore Cleveland playing like trash. What y'all got?
Yeah.
I'm gonna let you pick first this time.
I'm going with Baltimore, man. Just the way they've been playing this game right here. I don't how Cleveland's been playing. They've been playing so inconsistent, and just so they're just not fucking uniform. They're not.
It's a shit show.
Yeah, and it's kind of what motherfuckers they look like. I said from the jump, they look like an 8-8, 7-9, 8-8 team from the jump because first of all, I don't believe in your fucking coach. I don't believe. It's that they got talent, but I don't believe them motherfuckers know how to, and their offensive line is terrible.
Terrible.
Off of just that. Off of them playing inconsistently, they lead the league in fucking penalties, and their offensive line being terrible. I'll take Baltimore at home. While I'm trying to be long-winded.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Oh, I'll take Baltimore at home too, just because they're at home. I mean, I think Cleveland. I don't think
they'll make a game of it. But
yeah. I can see a world where Cleveland wins this game, but it would be like a huge Nick Chubb game or something like that. But yeah, Baltimore overall is playing just better team football right now.
They believe.
Yeah, they believe. They got the quarterback doing their thing. So as long as Myles Garrett don't fucking kill Lamar Jackson.
Myles Garrett's going to kick himself out of the game before anything happens.
Maybe so. But so I'll take Baltimore, though.
Yeah, I'm going to go Baltimore, too, just because I really do not like Cleveland. Like I said, Myles Garrett, yes, he's phenomenal. But some of those penalties that he had last week, you can't. With a team like Baltimore, you can't have those kind of penalties and expect them not to beat your ass. And nobody else on that team really has any kind of discipline whatsoever. Sorry, yeah, I said it.
They're talented.
Yeah, they're talented as fuck. Baker Mayfield, I'm glad somebody said that he was overrated.
Baker Mayflower. That motherfucker's trash.
He's not good.
He need to send his ass sailing.
They said he has not shown up.
No, he is
with
not
all these
good.
goddamn commercials and shit.
Yeah, that's the part. That's the part that kills me. Again, if you got all these fucking commercials, man,
you gotta look. Who said it best, man? Build yourself to be a great player. All that branding shit is gonna come regardless.
Yeah, I'm telling you. When I seen him on
Progressive.
Steve Austin. Now the Steve Austin show. This show just came out this year. Straight Up Steve Austin on the USA Network. When I seen him on that, I'm like, and Freddie Kitchens was on that bitch. I'm like,
nobody believed in Freddie Kitchens.
Yeah, I think the Browns.
He would, if he was just out and just being a coach, somebody needed to hire. He wouldn't have got even a coordinating position.
Nah,
he'll still be a position coach.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, so
we said no hate on you, but that's just real.
We got a clean sweep on Baltimore.
All right, so next, another divisional game, Minnesota at Chicago.
I was about to say, you didn't go that one.
Yeah.
You got one more after this.
Monsters of the Midway.
Monsters of the Midway.
That's and shit. It's a 3:00 game. That's a good one.
So y'all ain't got to take a shot, Marcus.
I went first last time. You go, LP.
On this one, I got Chicago. And the reason why I got Chicago, part of the reason why the Raiders got their ass beat this past week, we could not stop the fucking run. Now, I get it, Khalil Mack, he is a pass rusher. He is not a run stopper. However,
he is a run stopper.
No, he's a pass fucking. His creme de la creme is pass rushing.
Of course, that's what he gets his big bucks.
Right. And so, but with Hicks in the middle and shit like that, they can stop.
Yeah.
Huh?
Never mind. Go ahead.
Did you say lickety split?
No, I said his name is Hakeem Hicks.
Hicks.
The former Saint.
Not Hickson.
I didn't say Hickson.
Yeah.
I said with Hicks.
You said Hickson.
You said.
I said Hicks. Maybe I said
son.
Hicks' son.
Anyways,
we both heard that. Both of them.
Because both y'all ain't by
Well,
shit.
good thing we're recording this shit.
Yeah, that's fine.
All right. You gotta take a shot.
It was by 2:05.
Yeah.
We'll listen to when we get done recording. Anyways, but again, because Kirk Cousins, no, it's not gonna happen. Now, obviously they have phenomenal wide receivers. You can't take that away from a phenomenal tight end and shit like that. But they're going to be able to stop the run, and they're going to make Kirk Cousins have to throw the ball, which we all know what's going to happen. Turnovers and losses. So I got Chicago. The final score will probably be like 10-8. But I got Chicago.
I got Minnesota. And this you say they're going to be able to stop the run. I don't know. Dalvin Cook is on a. He's on a.
He's
that
balling.
motherfucker's good.
He's balling.
Man said when we played our which we didn't do this year, which I don't know why somebody didn't send out the emails.
I didn't.
As far as the fantasy league for our shit, I drafted Dalvin Cook expecting this last year.
The nigga get hurt though.
No, yeah, he was coming off the injury. I knew that, but this is what I was expecting from him.
Right.
And Minnesota's finally come to the realization that they can't put the ball in Kirk Cousins' hands. Because the first game he threw it 10 times. Second game he threw it 20 times. This third game against the Raiders he threw it 21 times. That's the formula to win, and they know it because quiet as kept. 10 of the 11 starters on defense for Minnesota has been on the team for 5+ years. That motherfucker moved. 10 of us moving as one, as Drake say. So no, them motherfuckers is in sync, and yes, the band. I take them as just being a more fluent, machine as far as just a team with everything. Because even though Trubisky played well last night, that shit still was fugazi because a lot of that shit was rinky dink, and the motherfuckers is coming off a short week. because they played on Monday night, and that shit does play a factor into it.
That's true. That's true. I'm gonna take the Bears.
The Bears.
At home, and the reason I'm taking the Bears is really just because, well, first of all, at home, but second, they match up well with the Vikings, right? Because the way that you beat the Vikings is to stop their run and make Kirk Cousins beat you, which he will fuck it up.
Right.
We all know that.
Yeah. So
I didn't even know that.
And so, I mean, the Bears defense is pretty good. And I'm not saying they're just going to shut out, the Vikings on the ground, but I don't think the Vikings are going to be able to sustain just running the ball like they've been doing. Because, they've literally almost not been passing. Like, it's been kind of crazy. Like, if anybody who owns, like, Stephon Diggs or Adam Thielen knows.
Is pissed.
Yes. Like, these dudes are getting, like, 3-4 targets a game.
You hope that one touchdown is to them.
Even last week where Thielen got in the end zone, so he, kind of made up for it, still only had 5 targets. And so they're not really passing at all. And they've opened up. It hasn't been the toughest schedule, not their fault. But they've been running on everybody and have smartly taken it out of Kirk Cousins' hands. But I think the Bears know this is a divisional game.
It's the divisional
There's
game.
no way they're going to let Dalvin Cook beat them. And so I think they're going to put it on Cousins and take their chances. And I think it's a good chance.
My only thing is what the Bears' defense is. They're an aggressive defense. And what Dalvin Cook did to the Raiders this past week was on that zone scheme, that motherfucker put his foot in the ground and cut back all day. And if you're that backside linebacker or that backside safety that got responsibility, you better stay at home because he's gonna cut back. And if you're in the wrong position, he's gonna make you miss, and he's going for 60.
Carl Joseph sucks.
He's better than I thought he was.
I thought
This motherfucker's doing exactly what I thought he was.
I was never a brand buyer of his, but he's doing well.
Last game.
Final game. Save the best for last. America's game of the week or Sunday Night Football.
Oh, y'all got them niggas this week.
Holla, holla, holla.
This is
we them girls. Holla, holla. Yeah, we're going to send them motherfuckers to the Vagina Museum.
Yeah. There it is.
I knew you were going to go there.
Yeah.
They're coming in all cocky, all that shit talking.
Combined 1 and 8 teams they didn't beat.
Yeah.
Exactly.
See what I'm
Beating up
saying?
on Miami and Arizona and all these motherfuckers.
Barely beat Miami.
Y'all coming into the fucking Thunderdome, and they going to be fired up after whipping Seattle's ass on the road last week.
Is a 2.5 favorite at y'all's place.
Man,
That's absolutely fine.
Yeah.
That's absolutely fine.
That's a
That
very
just means
slim margin.
So, we'll start it off with you since you're so
Yeah,
fired
come on,
up.
keep going. Yeah.
I mean,
Turn up the heat, boy.
Turn it up.
I mean, I think they're gonna play complimentary football like they did last week. Good defense, excellent special teams. Not just a kickoff return, but our punter was. I mean, we won a field position battle all day long. Had Seattle inside their own 10, I think 4 times.
That's a real thing.
Yeah, and so
Very real.
And so, I mean, the game ended up looking closer than it was, but most of that was garbage time in the fourth quarter because they got up 33-10 on the Seahawks. So the game plan is basically the same with the Seahawks that it is with the Cowboys. Mobile quarterback who can also pass. Receivers aren't elite, but they are deep threats. But they are missing Michael Gallup. So the keys to the game, stopping that run, which they were able to do against Seattle last week, and then not getting hit with big plays. If you make them drive, it's going to be a lot harder than just throwing them fucking post routes they've been doing for the first 3 games. And I think offensively they're going to do enough to win.
Right.
I think Teddy will be a little bit better, and they're going to lean on Alvin just like they've been leaning on Alvin. And also, Sean, I have on good authority, has got a couple wrinkles for the motherfuckers.
Oh, yeah.
So, I'm going to go ahead and take them.
If
we were in Dallas,
is this your lock of the week?
If we were in Dallas, I would probably take the Cowboys, but since they're coming on down here for their first game of the season
against a team with a winning record.
Yeah, coming down for their first official NFL game of the season. Instead is Central Michigan
Jesuits and
yeah. So I'm gonna go ahead with them Saints.
Go ahead.
I'm going who that, man. I'm going who that just because, all of the above. Yeah, I know that's very generic, but no. Who that because, this will be Dak's first.
There goes him
no,
with that
but
cutting edge fucking analysis.
Again, did they beat them?
Reasons.
Did they beat them last year? Yes, they did. However, like last year, it was
last year.
Yeah, it was last year, but Dallas was the underdog going into it. And say what you want to, New Orleans is the underdog going into it this year. And one thing that I have figured out: do not bet against New Orleans in that goddamn dome when they are fucking underdogs. You don't do it. Either you don't bet on the game or you don't bet against their ass. And therefore, this is one of those.
If I was betting on, I wouldn't bet on this.
This is not a game to bet on.
Being a fan.
Yeah, this is not a game to bet on because New Orleans will fucking go out there and hang up 45 on them real quick. Like even without Drew Brees, I get it. I understand. However, this is one of those games. It's at night. All of the above. All I know is
it's real tricky down there.
Real
tricky down there in New Orleans at night in prime time, and they've known to put up like 65 on Sunday night.
You see what I'm saying?
Now,
like they gonna hang
do
it.
that.
Yeah.
It's just you never know sometimes.
This game. Look. Matter of fact, do you have it pulled up? What's the total points for the game? 56. Shit.
More than that.
But yeah, I mean, again, that's why I'm picking New Orleans. I don't.
The over under is 47. I'm going over with that.
I'm
shit.
going over like
go
a bitch.
with the over.
I'm going over.
I should have. And that's last week. I let y'all stupid asses. I always go with the fucking over, man.
It was 41 and a half.
But it was a good bet going into the fourth.
Yeah. But
now it's my before you get to going rattling off.
No, go ahead.
That's it. I'm gonna go with New Orleans as well.
Oh, I like it. Sweep.
It is a sweep. It is a sweep.
I did.
Key matchup.
But this is what I would say. Dallas defense, quiet as kept, has been giving up yards. They've just been against trash teams like Miami. Miami should have been up at half.
Miami fucked that up.
Miami should have been up at half when they were playing.
They were about to go and score.
And they fumbled. Fumbled.
That's when I turned it off. I was like, y'all
that was the game.
Yeah.
That was literally the game right there. And
Cowboys never look back.
Because, and even against the Redskins, and the Giants in the first half, they were giving up yards and stuff. I'm not saying that the defense is just, but from 20 to 20, Dallas can get got. So to me, most teams come in there with like, we know we can move the ball on you. It's just finishing it off, and a lot of the teams all the teams they played have been terrible. Yeah. And granted, like I said, with San Francisco, Dallas have done what the fuck they were supposed to do. This is not coming off as hating or anything like. The team has been terrible. They've beaten the shit out of them. Yeah, and that's what the fuck you're supposed to do. Yeah. Like that is granted. But like I said, man, play against some staunch opponents. New Orleans defense is better than most people think. And I want to see you, especially with this now, this is a true road game. Like, going to Washington's like, whatever, man. Everybody knows Washington was going to be terrible when Alex Smith snapped his leg last year. Like, for the next year or so, they're going to be terrible because Haskins is not going to go in there and really do anything to light it up. Just because, you're a rookie. Nobody's expecting you to do anything. Let's see you go against a pro team that's ready, that is going to be detailed enough to make you uncomfortable on the field. Yeah. And, I wouldn't, if I was anybody, I wouldn't take that 2.5 on Dallas, outside of Dallas.
Key
fans,
matchup,
of course.
Demario Davis versus Zeke Elliott and them guards.
This is a matchup I'm looking
when
at.
When Demario hits you, you stop immediately.
This is a matchup I'm looking at. Your boy Shadowmore against Coop. I want to see.
That's the one.
That's the one I want to see.
This is the game that Amari Cooper fucks up on.
This is the game.
He was dropping passes last week.
He drops passes every week.
Dak hit him on like a deep seam, and he just literally nobody around him just dropped that bitch.
I've seen that before.
Yeah, because when I saw the ball in the air, I was like, oh fuck, Cowboys about to. Oh, there we go. That's
nice. Appreciate them 2 first-round picks.
Seen that.
So.
Well, there you have it, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, the picks and everything else in between. Meme of the day, since we're here. Let's go meme of the day.
If there's a meme of the day?
Yeah. Tommy Lee Jones always looked like his son just told him he wants to ride unicycles professionally. That's pretty funny.
Wah, wah,
That was pretty funny.
No.
That was whack.
That was whack.
Well, fine. Jeez.
You need to run that shit by us before you.
I thought I was supposed to send a text message earlier, but I was too busy at work.
So you couldn't send a text.
I couldn't. I was busy.
You couldn't send a text.
Look, trust me.
Literally 3 seconds.
Today was the day
for a picture that for a meme that you already had saved in your phone.
I just picked one just now when we.
Boo!
You ain't shit.
Episode 126.
I'll play y'all out with a little DeMario.
Listen up. It's time to hunt. It's time to hunt. The hunt.
Cut that shit out.
Round where you study your prey and you creep in and figure out how you gonna get that perfect strike. We just think there's a opponent all week. We just think we know
We out this
walking
thing.
out this bitch.
We out this thing.
Second part is the kill. The kill is what people don't like. That's that nasty. It's wild. It's quick. It's maneuver. It's wild. When you see your opponent play, look in his eyes and take his soul. And don't stop till it's go. Don't stop till it's go. And the last part is the E. It's the E. It's the whole reason why we
That's my one.